Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be what women want. Well, I've got a really great set of articles that I'm going to go through, and one of my viewers was nice enough. He found these articles. There are actually 3 different articles from 3 different women that appeared in EliteDaily.com, and there'll be links to these articles if you want to go check them out for yourself. But what he did was he grabbed a bunch of highlights from each of these articles, and what's really cool is these women that wrote these articles, a big focus is why women tend to choose the jerks or the guys that are kind of indifferent or the guys who are just plain assholes over the nice guy. And so you got 3 different women writing 3 different articles for the same magazine, totally confirming everything that I teach in my book. And for those of you that have not read my book yet, you can go to my website and read it for free by subscribing to the email newsletter. You can also get the audio version for free as well if you subscribe to Audible. So you got nothing to lose and everything to gain. The only thing that's going to cost you is your name and your email. And you can always unsubscribe afterwards. But do yourself a favor, learn the fundamentals. And so I got a quote that I wrote in this topic, and then we're going to jump right in and go through different things from each article that correlates to exactly what I teach in my book. And here you've got women confirming exactly that. So the quote says, "Most guys who do not know any better think that being extra nice, accommodating, and attentive to women will cause women to fall for them. This is fine when she is your girlfriend, but not when you just started dating. Men who over-pursue and incessantly call or text women they just met or just started dating give off the same vibe as a potential serial killer or stalker." And you'll see in the articles that the woman that wrote that particular article comes right out and says that. That's the vibe they give off. This obviously scares women and causes them to run away and lose interest. This is why women will choose the indifferent jerk or asshole over the nice guy. Scarcity creates value. Less really is more when it comes to creating attraction in women towards you. No matter how much you like a woman, unless you allow her to come to you at her own pace, it won't be her idea. If you don't give a woman the space and time to mutually choose you and wonder about you, she will choose someone else. What women say they want and what they really respond to in a man are not the same. So let's jump right in and go through. He says, "Hey Corey, I hope you're well, man. I've been reading your articles on the website, which are awesome, and I just ordered your book. I downloaded the articles below some time ago, and it's amazing, probably not for you, to see this take from a woman's perspective on nice guys. Scarcity equals creating value and giving space. I thought you would enjoy it. I've highlighted key parts that resonate from your coaching also." And so the gist of the articles, again, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just go to click the Show More tab, and then you can see the links, and you can go directly and read these articles yourself. But I'm just going to go through some of the highlighted parts that really touch on some issues that are critical, because what does the average woman say? I want a guy who wines me, dines me, buys me flowers. I want a nice guy. And what's great is these women actually go through in detail why the nice guy turns them off, and also how over pursuing turns them off and how it makes them feel. So the first part is their this is a woman referring to guys. Their text messages are left unread, their direct messages are unopened, and the girl they just bought an expensive dinner for has seemingly passed on to the great beyond and ghosted them. How many guys are watching this video and gone on a date and thought everything went great and they could never get the woman on the phone again? That was my experience in my 20s, and I can never get anybody to give me a straight answer on why this was. They would just say, do your best. Remember, women don't want to hurt a guy's feelings. But you also got to figure, with thousands of movies and TV shows made over the decades, which are the complete opposite of what you used to see 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago, where it shows the guy being extra nice, over pursuing, in essence acting like a stalker, and of course the woman always falls for this crap in the movies and in the TV shows. And in real life, that shit just does not work. Meanwhile, bad boys are cannonballing in pussy and do absolutely nothing for it. No, literally, like they aren't doing anything at all. Well, remember, in my book, I say, especially when you meet somebody, you call her once a week and you start out with one date. Now, why is that? Scarcity creates value. You just met her. You're trying to get to know her. She's trying to get to know you. It's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. Here you got a woman confirming this. One of the three, because these are 3 different articles. 3 different women, all writing for the same website, elitedaily.com. They just sit there. It has to be a blow to the ego when you really like someone, but every action you make in an attempt to have that feeling reciprocated pushes her away. That's what I talk about, the illusion of action. Us guys, we're driven to achieve, we're driven to succeed, and we think mistakenly by doing things with women, calling them, texting them, professing our love and how much we like them and how much we feel like it's fate that we're together is going to make them like us more. As an analogy I use in the book and countless videos over the years, building sexual attraction with a woman is kind of like baking a cake, where you put the cake in the oven, you put the timer on, and you can look through the window with the light on in the oven and just watch it slowly rise. Now, what the average guy does is he's in a hurry, he's in a rush to get the cake to rise, and so he's constantly opening the door of the oven every couple of minutes or every couple of seconds going, is it done yet? Is it rising yet? And what happens is all the heat comes out of the oven, which is kind of like dissipating the sexual anticipation, so it never really grows. I had a girlfriend, and her mother actually taught me this years ago. You got to let me come to you. Don't try and force things. And her mother came right out and said, don't call her back, ignore her, wait a day to call her back. Basically telling me to play games with her daughter. But obviously I didn't do exactly what she said, but I backed off and I gave her the space to miss me, to think about me, to wonder about me, to not be in such a rush to get into a relationship. I'm going to betray all women for a second, many of whom love to pretend that women think nice guys are just sexy and desirable as bad boys. Rolling on the floor laughing, we do not. These women are, maybe they've read my book, I don't know, but these women obviously really get it and they're being honest, and they put some articles out there that are actually going to help guys, unlike 99% of the crap that's written out there. So she said, so this is great. So from a woman's perspective, imagine you're a guy and you go out on a date with a woman and the woman does this. Okay, now picture another girl. The one could even be hotter than the last girl. She's nice, she's funny, she owns an impressive college degree, her ass is huge. Throughout the date, she peppers you with questions like, would you say you're an ambitious person? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Is it with me and our children? The next day, she mailed baby clothes to you in your apartment with your last name embroidered on tiny matching hats. She texts you thanking you for such a great night. Now keep in mind this is all after the first date. And when you don't answer after 5 minutes, she asks if you're cheating on her. It doesn't matter how hot and cool she is, you now want to scuba dive into the Pacific Ocean without an air tank. Remember this feeling, because this is how women feel when you shower us with attention too early in the game. Isn't that interesting? It doesn't matter what kind of attention you're giving us. If it's too much, you seem like a serial killer. That stomach-churning feeling I mentioned is how we feel when a nice guy invests too much too soon. It's the whole reason for one date per week. Because as her attraction starts to grow, remember, feminine energy about bonding, connecting, opening up to receive love, dating labels, relationship labels. Where is this going? Where do you see us? You got to give her the space for this stuff to happen. It's not like what you see in the movies where you're literally dragging a woman kicking and screaming to the altar. It's the exact opposite of what you saw 30, 40, 50 years ago. The guys were, in essence, getting drugged, kicking, and screaming to the altar by a woman. And eventually, in the end, they relent and give her what she wants because they love her and they want her to be happy. But they resist it, and they want to take their time at all costs. But with feminism just completely swinging the pendulum back the other way, men, in essence, have taken on the role of the woman, and women have become the men. I mean, how many TV shows and movies have you seen where the woman is strong, she's confident, she's indifferent, she's aloof, and the guys are falling all over themselves to prove themselves and impress the girl? When you're a kid and you grow up and you see that same theme thousands of times, you can't help but have it affect you. I mean, what you observe, you participate in. What women find creepy and intrusive could seem sweet and innocent from the male perspective, and it is vital to understand the difference. How many times have you heard me say in videos over the years, less really is more? You got a woman, 3 women confirming this. When you're still in this 48-hour time period and you decide to text her compliments and affirmation of your interest every single day, ask her on dates every single weekend, or offer to spend a ton of money on shit she doesn't need, she doesn't think, oh heavens, he's the Prince Charming I've always been searching for. No, she thinks, he's obsessed with me and I can do whatever I want. In other words, it invites women to start treating you like a doormat. Because once they think you're weak, they're going to try more and more to test your strength and see what they can get away with. Now, the average supplicating nice guy just allows a woman to walk all over him, treat him like a doormat. She wipes her feet on his shirt, kicks him in the face, and he runs after her with flowers. She is not going to respect or value you. Why? Because you're not respecting and valuing yourself. If a woman doesn't treat you right, if you're a high-status male who has plenty of options, it might hurt, but you're still going to walk away because deep down you know you deserve better, and it's simply a matter of time before you find better. Even though you just want her to like you, you are now considered overly available. As women, we are fully aware that we have done nothing at this point to warrant your loyalty or admiration besides sit there and not be horrible. Just because she's beautiful, got nice big boobs and a nice ass and a sweet pair of legs, doesn't mean she automatically qualifies to be your wife. She's on probation too. She has to earn you. And too many guys, just like I used to do in my 20s, think she's pretty, she looks good on the outside, boom, when are we getting married? Women just take time. Again, it's like that cake analogy that I use all the time. It's just like a rose. A rose needs a certain amount of sunlight, healthy soil, healthy fertilizer, and enough water, and it will bloom when it's going to bloom, just like a woman's heart blooms slowly over time. If you overwater it, if you give it too much fertilizer, too much sunlight, you'll kill the plant, and the rose will never bloom. It'll just die, just like the attraction. And once the flower has died, it ain't coming back. We just assume you're either loony or horny. We also know we probably won't have to put in any more effort to keep you around because clearly you're devoting all of your available energy into us and only us. It's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. You got a woman basically saying that. So you will, by default, either scare us off if we aren't hunting for a relationship, and contrary to popular belief, many single millennial women aren't, or we'll put you in the back burner while we continue to fuck around because we know you'll be there. Too many guys are happy being put in backup position. That's why I say if you've been dumped, or you've been rejected, or you've been stuck in friend zone, the strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away and mean it. That famous quote by Michael Yon. It's absolutely true. If a woman's not valuing you and not appreciating you, you have to give her the gift of missing you, sometimes permanently. And if there's any kind of sliver of interest after a few days or a few weeks go by, she'll reach out. And if she doesn't, she wasn't that into you. And why would you want to spend your time with somebody you have to twist her arm to like you and want to be around you? It's not worth it. You deserve better. So act like it. It sounds fucked up, I get that, but it's actually a predictable concept. She probably has stuff to do, and until she is your girlfriend, you should assume there are other guys on the table as well. Women have lots of options, especially the pretty ones. And most guys don't know what I teach in my book, and what are they doing? They're blowing up her phone, they're kissing her ass, they're tolerating little signs of disrespect and putting up with it. And they're always wondering about the guy that hasn't called, or they can't really figure out where she stands with them. That is a male strength characteristic. In other words, the guy's got his own life, he's doing his own thing, he likes her, he's great, he's a gentleman when he's on a date, but when he's not with her, he's got his own life to live. He's not in a rush to settle down with anyone because he has options too. A guy who doesn't have options is all over her like white on rice. It also isn't fair to you boys to invest all of your time and energy into someone who is not in a position to appreciate it. Don't set yourself up for failure. If she isn't receptive to your advances, it doesn't mean she's an ungrateful bitch. She probably just doesn't want it. Girls usually like to have sex with bad boys because challenges become conquests, and conquests are fun. The one thing bad boys, can we come up with a better name for them, do right is they give us enough space to miss them. Let me read that again. The one thing bad boys do right is they give us enough space to miss them. If a woman is unsure of herself, if she's thinking about you and wondering about you and talking to her girlfriends about you, her attraction level is growing. Here you have a woman, 3 different women confirming this. This is only one thing you need to do to stop coming off as the needy nice guy. Leave her alone. It's that simple. Leave her alone, stop blowing up her phone, stop asking what she's doing every second of the day. If you have already been putting in strenuous amounts of effort to get her attention, that's obviously approval-seeking behavior, and receive radio silence in return, it's not too late to back off. Remember, that's why I talk about dating is like a game of tennis. You hit the ball over the net, and if she doesn't hit it back, you go and play with somebody else. You go and you live your life. Now, if she ever does hit the ball back, then you can hit it back over. You don't run around to the other side of the net and hit it back to yourself, which is what a lot of guys do. It's a metaphor that I think is pretty effective to describe this. Stop trying to woo her. Stop trying to create the fairy tale. I can't say it enough times. Leave, period, her, period, alone, period. All you have to do is relax and spend the majority of your time focusing on creating a fulfilling life for yourself that will attract other people by default. And what do I say about that? That's where a man focuses on his mission and his purpose in life. He's got goals, he's got ambition, he's got an awesome life he's trying to create. And as a side effect of having an awesome, interesting life, interesting people show up and want to spend time with them. It's just the way it works. It's a win-win situation because you will have your own self-created happiness to fall back on. In other words, you're not looking to a woman to make you happy because you're already happy. What you're looking for is a woman who's got a great life as well, somebody to share your completeness with. And again, this is something that takes place over time. Hang out with your friends, volunteer, get some work done. I don't know, ride a bike or something. You should genuinely be busy with work or your other hobbies and obligations. Many times guys get into a relationship and what happens? They give up all that stuff because that's what they think the woman wants. And sometimes women even tell them that. You got to get rid of that motorcycle. You got to get rid of that train set. You got to get rid of your stamp collection. You got to get rid of your coin collection. You got to stop hanging out with your guy friends so much and spend more time with me. You can never stop being that interesting guy that had a full life before you met her. When that happens, you're no longer the same dude. And they say, you've changed. Well, I did what you said you wanted. Live with the vibe that you are a fun, successful, and well-liked person, and you will continue to be that person with or without a girlfriend. In other words, not being attached. Remember the myth of the one, the article I wrote several years ago? We value men with busy and dynamic lives, and we love that when they are available, they choose. Notice she said, when they are available. They choose to spend some of that free time with us. She didn't say all of it, she said some of it. Scarcity creates value. The more a woman likes you, the more she's going to call, the more she's going to text, the more she's going to want to see you, the more affectionate she's going to be, the more she's going to talk about things in the future together. Let it happen. Give her the space and time to create the fairy tale in her mind, and she'll be all over your fucking ass. Or they bring us along for the fun things they already have planned. Remember, I talk about the fun bus. If she wants to get on the fun bus, great. If she wants to get off the fun bus, that's great too. If she gets on and gets off the fun bus, and later on down at another stop she gets back on, that's okay too. Because at the end of the day, you're going where you want to go because it pleases you and it makes you happy, and you just give her an invitation to join you. And if she turns you down, give me a call if you change your mind. Your life doesn't come to a complete halt because you met a pretty girl. She's the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, if you will. Or they bring us along for the fun things they already have planned and share what keeps them feeling fulfilled. That is what makes us feel special. In other words, you're including her in your already awesome life. In other words, remember, the greatest gift that you can give anybody is the gift of your time. And if you're an awesome, busy dude and you give her the gift of your time, she'll appreciate that. Nice guys want to be nice. I truly believe that. If you abstain from sabotaging a potential relationship with an overabundance of attention too soon, you can give her a chance to really digest what you have to offer and whether or not you would fit well together. Remember, I talked about this in the past. How do women look at guys when they first start dating them? Is he good for me? There's another woman confirming it. So don't fuck it up. She continues on. So I thought, what a great bunch of bullet points to share with you. Again, I'll have the links under the video, and if you can also read this article on my website, and I'll have the links in there along with these bullet points all written out. And so if you'd like to get my help personally, if something's gone sideways with somebody you were dating or in a relationship with, and you want my help to turn it around, I do phone coaching and Skype audio coaching. You can go to my website, click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and book a coaching option. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.